Welcome in everyone to Wednesdays at the Wink here on Washington Square, Winking Lizard with our good friends at the Walsh University right across the street from us here. And we're joined today by the men's basketball team. I'm TJ Downing, joined by Kobe Mitchell and Logan Murray. Guys, we're getting ready on the backside of fall here. You guys are ready to open up here against Grand Valley State on Saturday. Talk about what happened on October 19th. I know you've just gotten here from Akron, transferred in, had 32 points. You guys played against a really good Oakland team. Talk about that whole experience rolling up there to Michigan and really kind of setting the gauge for what this team is going to be this year.
Yeah, I think we did a great job of just setting the tone on defense early, and that got us going on offense. And I think that's what we want to do most of the year for most of the games, and just go out there and compete, and good things will happen.
Yeah, Coach JY. I mean, he's been around here a long time. Does a great job. I know he's an essential leader. What was it that really, when you decided to come to this university, obviously not too far away from where you're at up the street in Akron, and you mentioned going to high school at Harrison Central down the way, down 77 there. Tell me really what it is about Coach JY, and I'll let you to talk about it first, Kobe, and then you can talk about Logan. What is it about the guy that really allows him to connect with his players? Because from all the success that I've seen that he's had here at Walsh University, it just seems like the chemistry between him and his players, it's ultra supreme.
Yeah, I think just the relationship we built through high school. I was really close to coming here out of high school, and then obviously I chose Akron, but we just kept in good touch over the years, and I think that helps a lot. And he just has a lot of trust in everybody and all his players to go out there and do what they do, and I think that helps a lot. And yeah, we just feel comfortable playing under him.
Logan, tell me about your relationship with him, and kind of talk about your recruiting process coming out of Pine Richland in Pittsburgh, PA.
Yeah, so actually the guy who recruited me out of there was Brandon, the OGA. I came down for an open gym one time and just went pretty well, and from there on out it just worked out, and I kept in touch with JY and Shardo, and it worked out, and I've been here, this is my third year, but JY, he does a pretty good job of being a basketball coach and a guy off the court. I think that is why a lot of people have a good relationship with him. You know, when you're on the court, he's going to be on you. He'll make sure you compete and working hard. But when we step outside those lines, he's always making sure we're good, you know, whatever we need. And I think that helps us on the basketball court because we know, like, deep down he's a good guy and wants the best for us.
Basketball is going to be starting here, tipping off on Saturday, November 11th, taking on Grand Valley State right here inside the Cicchini Center Alumni Arena. It'll be on fire. I know you guys have probably seen a lot of the social media stuff. It's pretty cool to see President Collins come out. Obviously, one of the things I've talked about with a lot of the student athletes is how cool it is here on campus that all the other varsity sports kind of support the other varsity sports, so you get those electric atmospheres over there. I mean, some of the volleyball matches have been going on, the girls or the women on a historical run this season. For you guys to be inside of that atmosphere, what does that do for you guys as a team when you roll out there, you know, whether you're in a tight game, whether it's, you know, you're blowing somebody out, but just knowing that you've got the support not only from the fans and community, but the student body itself?
I haven't really got to experience yet, but
You're ready though.
I'm ready for it for sure. I've heard about it, so I'm excited, and I'm sure Logan is as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great running out of that out of the locker room and you see everyone there supporting you. It always brings a different type of energy. You know, you always have your energy from your team, but having that sixth man in the crowd, always being in the game and involved, it helps a lot. It's very underrated.
Athletics.walsh.edu is where you need to go to find out everything that's going on with these guys. Also, download the Walsh University, the Walsh Athletics mobile app, wherever you get your apps at, Google Store, Apple Play, whatever it may be. Download that app so you can stay up to date on stats, scores, get tickets for the games, find out about what's coming up on the schedule, because obviously as fall is getting ready to wrap up here on campus, we're going to transition over into winter sports, and we'll continue to be out here at the Winking Lizard with our good friends here. Wednesdays at the Wink, happening every Wednesday. We'll continue all the way through winter, updating everything that's going on varsity sports-wise right across the street here with Walsh University and Walsh Athletics. Shout out to Christina Paone, Greeny, Athletic Director Nate Cochran. They do such a phenomenal job here with these student athletes, getting them ready for competition, getting their coaches, putting them in the right position to allow them to go out recruiting-wise, bring in teams, formulate teams, programs that, you know, I've seen it all through the fall with Coach Mazzico and what they do with the cross-country team and having a lot of success. They're going to be competing at nationals coming up here soon. I know that the group that you guys have formed, this team that you guys have formed, obviously you've transferred in from Akron. Think about some of the, I think about the two green products. One of them, Garrison, we'll get a chance to talk to him, but Zach Odo, the chemistry has to always be there, right? And you've been around a little bit longer than Kobe has here. That chemistry and that makeup, I mean, can you tell off the bat when there might be a guy that may not fit on the team, right? Or how does that whole relationship on a basketball team work?
Yeah, I mean, I think this goes down. It goes back to the coaches. They always do a great job recruiting. They know who's a good guy and who's not. So we've never really had any issues with that. This team's actually probably the closest team I've ever been a part of,
nice.
From high school to middle school, whatever it was. Not only because we get to see each other every day, but everyone kind of has the same values. So we're always either in the gym together, or if not, we're hanging out watching sports, doing something. So that bond just gets stronger and stronger every day.
As the season is getting ready to start, we're right on top of it here. You think about, again, as we mentioned when we opened up here, talking about what you guys were able to do against the Golden Grizzlies, and just saw the other night, we actually had Coach Greg Campy come in and talk to us over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club, and to see that he's the most tenured Division I men's basketball coach in the country since Coach Boeheim retired. For you guys to go in there and compete the way that you did and get that victory, albeit that it's preseason action, to see what they did in their opener, almost took down the Ohio State Buckeyes. How much do you take away from a preseason compared to just what you guys are doing in that gym practice-wise? I mean, is it obviously a lot of moving parts? Their team may be trying to figure out, okay, who's gonna be a good reserve here or there. You guys are trying to figure out who's gonna be the best starting five for us. I mean, it's a lot when you talk about the makeup of your team and what you're gonna roll out there for Saturday, right?
Yeah, obviously you can take a lot from scrimmages. Just what you did well and not so well on offensive and defensive side of the ball.
Offensively, it was working for you, man. 32 points.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll take that any day of the week, huh?
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, you still got to remember it's just a scrimmage, and both teams are working on and not so great right now. So we got to dial back in and just know it was just a scrimmage and get ready for the 11th. So.
Logan, for you being around here and really kind of seeing and competing against those different GMAC schools, I've always kind of asked this to the different varsity teams that have come on here with us for Wednesdays at the Wink. Who's the one team that you just, man, when we line up and play them, you hate them. I know hate's a strong word, but there's one that sticks out inside the GMAC, I'm sure, for you, that's like, when we take on these guys, we got to take care of them.
It's definitely Malone.
Okay.
Yeah, not only because you get recruited here, and that's what they talk about. That Mayor's Cup is a yearly thing, and over the years you just build that rivalry, and you just don't want to lose to them. You can't lose to them. It's not really an option.
So give us an idea for both of you guys. Obviously, you guys have been in the grind now. How many weeks have you guys been practicing now for?
2 months.
About 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months.
So about 8 weeks going on strong here as you guys have gotten your bodies prepared for the season. Tell people kind of what that looks like, because the conditioning that you have to have, going up and down the court. And, I mean, most that have, played the game at the high school level like I did for a little bit, it's like, we think about running suicides, and it's just the running and all that. It's a lot. But, when you think about not only preparing your body but your mind, I mean, all the different formations, everything you guys are trying to set up scheme-wise to be able to whatever it is, combat your opponent, to get obviously the looks that you need to be able to score points and allow your man in there. I know he's got that nasty three ball. I remember seeing him when he was shooting it at green. For you guys, what does that whole 8 weeks look like? I mean, the amount of work, and maybe what like a daily schedule looks like. I mean, were you guys doing morning practices? You guys do double sessions? How's that look?
So the whole month of September, we were just going Monday, Wednesday, Fridays would be individual workouts / our conditioning runs. And then we would follow those up with Tuesday, Thursday, full team practices. And I think just overall, I think our guys, like the entire team, did a great job in the summer when they were home, just really going at what they needed to attack and really getting their conditioning down. So that way when they got here, they was hit the ground running. So I think everybody took full advantage of the summer, which made this last 8 weeks really easy for a lot of guys. And I think that's why we clicked so well early on in the season.
Coach JY, what's he like in practice? I mean, is he one of those? Is he a rah-rah guy? Is he? I know you guys talk about some of the other assistants too, Logan, on the staff. Some of the you mentioned that was one of the GAs that really kind of played a big part in your recruiting role. But what's practice look like for you guys as the players to the coaches? is it intense? Is it get pretty heated in the gym?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it gets crazy heated. The coaches will definitely get on you if you're not doing your job. If you're not competing, they'll let you hear it. They're not going to shy away and sugarcoat it. They're going to let you know, and I think that's why we're so successful, because we have players who are able to take those notes from the coaches and run with it. No one's going to get upset if you get yelled at. You understand you might not be doing your job, so if you're getting yelled at, it's probably for a good reason.
Yeah, I know too that the game of basketball, hardwood, man, it's unforgiving, right? I know you guys got a really solid training staff. What are some of the nastiest spills you guys have ever taken? I mean, I know I remember covering Garrison back in high school, and it was the hospital. Mercy Medical was actually putting on this tournament, and he got his nose busted open. I mean, the entire paint was covered in blood, and again, it's unforgiving, man. I mean, talk about some of the nasty spills and some of the contact that people might not really understand about the game of basketball, man. The physicality down low, it's real, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely real, especially as guards. You get switched on those bigs, you got to fight.
Yeah.
And might catch an elbow or two, but that's just something that comes with, playing the game. And you're always going to have a little tweak of the ankle or bruise bump, whatever it is. But you always just got to fight through it, and we got to keep pushing, because that's not going to stop us from doing anything.
I mean, as you mentioned for you guards, I mean, even when you're taking it to the rack, I mean, you're going to be drawing contact. I mean, that's. Some people are cut for that, and some people aren't, because you're going to get hammered, especially when you're starting to climb up there in those points, and guys know that, hey, if I can shut you down, if I can maybe put one of those forearms through the side of the neck or something as you're going up, maybe I can force you into doing something different that you're going to think about next time when you come down to make that shot and it doesn't go in.
For sure, that happens a lot, and I think that just comes into how well you prepare, just to know. Like when you do reach that certain amount and them guys are trying to be more physical, you know what to do now. You know what to do. The next step is to score and try to avoid those type of things from happening.
So what's it like being in the zone, man, when you can't miss? What's that feeling like?
It's a great feeling. Hopefully everybody on the team reaches that zone a lot this year.
Yep.
So.
I know our guy Jeff Tyler is excited to be coming out. And Stark Media be following along with you guys all season long, calling your games, being right in the thick of the action there inside of Alumni Arena. Tell everybody real quick before I get you guys out of here what you guys are studying, what you guys are majoring in.
So I'm a education major at the high school level and social studies, and I'm almost done with that. So
you want to coach one day too?
Yeah, teacher and coach.
Business management right now. Just trying to work some things out. Working on some sales classes, might get into that a little bit after college.
Okay. Hey, man, we got a job waiting for you at Stark Media, man. You come on, do some sales for us.
Exactly.
Nah, hey, I appreciate you guys jumping on here and kind of rapping with us here. I mean, we're excited for the season. I know if anybody's excited for the season, it's you guys. So I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I know that all of our great partners here at Walsh University, they wish you the best of luck as well. Altman, Huntington Bank, Bell Stores, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospital, the Winking Lizard, the Sam Center. Make sure to get behind the Sam Center, what they do over there in downtown Massillon, serving area military. Get behind our veterans and support them as well. Logan Murray, Kobe Mitchell, I'm looking forward to really seeing what you guys are able to put out there on the court, man. I'm excited for you guys. Nothing but the best. Stay healthy. Get after it. Have a great season, man. We'll be there riding alongside you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be more from the Winking Lizard. Back with more after this. Welcome back into Wednesdays at the Wink. TJ Downing here at the Winking Lizard at Washington Square, across the street from Walsh University, here with our great friends, the Walsh Cavaliers. Remember, athletics.walsh.edu is where you need to go to get all things Walsh Athletics. Also download the Walsh mobile app, the Walsh Athletics mobile app. Stay up to date on stats, scores, everything you need to know about purchasing tickets, where to go, what's coming up, and you can follow along. Maybe it's your favorite player, Garrison Kiesler, who's joining us now, Coach Jeremy Shardo. I'll tell you what, guys, had a chance to talk to Kobe and Logan, and I know that they're excited. Obviously, season starting, tipping off here on Saturday, Grand Valley State. What is it that we need to know, Coach, about Grand Valley State when you guys get ready to take the court on Saturday?
Well, to be quite honest, we don't know a whole lot about them. Their first game will be Friday against Ashland. They have a new coach. This is his second year. So in the previous coach was there about 20 years or so, and they had a certain style. They were big and physical. With a new coach, their style plays a little bit different. But based on last year, we know they have a really good big man returning and a really good freshman guard. So definitely anxious to see them play against Ashland and get a better feel for them.
Big night Friday night for the Green Bulldogs, man. You're going to be pulling for them. They're taking on Canal Winchester, round 3 of the playoffs. It's going to be exciting. Just got off the phone with your former athletic director, Eric Musey, my guy, the Golden Eagle, now running the AD spot there for the Green Bulldogs. Does a great job. Garrison, I've been following you since I was kind of telling those guys we were talking about, obviously the hardwood. You played it, you coached it, you played it. It's unforgiving, right? I mean, you take some spills on there, they're pretty nasty. And I remember the first time I ever covered you, I want to say you were either a freshman or sophomore in the Mercy Medical Classic, and your nose just exploded, man, and you were bleeding everywhere. I mean, there was blood everywhere. But you know what? I saw that day, became a huge fan of yours that day because the competitive nature that I saw from you, man, you didn't want to leave the court. You continue to do your thing. They kind of patch you up and just it's back to work. But for you and kind of the progression of your career, I mean, it's really taken off. You've had a lot of success on the court. What really has been some of your foundation stuff from when you first fell in love with the sport as a young kid? I mean, what grade were you when you first started playing? And what is it about the game of basketball that just kind of hits you right here?
Well, actually, what's funny is my parents would videotape me as a kid, and I would be in our basement like a little kid, and I used to have a speech impediment, so you could barely understand me, and I would be with a little mini hoop, and I'd be commentating my own game, acting like I'm the ref. Throwing the jump ball, running through a whole game, and I would be in my LeBron jersey, headband. So I've always had a love for the game, and both my brothers played, so I've always been around them. Green basketball, I've been around, so I grew up loving the game. And then I don't know, it just kind of took off. I love the competitive nature of it, and just how up and down it is. Some sports I find a little slow. I played baseball, wasn't very good, so I couldn't fall in love with it. But with basketball, it's up and down, it's fun, competitive. So there's nothing much I can hate about it, really.
Yeah, I couldn't hit the curveball, man, so baseball was out for me. Coach, how about you? Tell us a little bit about your career at Walsh. You mentioned you played 07 to 11, and since then you've been here as an assistant under Coach JY. You guys have had a bunch of success. You guys have recruited great players. Yep. Really take us back to your earliest days of basketball and what it was for you that kind of just drew you to the game.
Well, growing up, we had I came from a small town community. And my last name in my community was known for basketball. So my dad played, my uncles played, my brother played, my whole family played. So when I grew up, I kind of learned that Shardos play basketball. And that's kind of how I was raised. Then when I came to Walsh, Coach Young was great. He was a point guard. I was a point guard, so we kind of hit it off very well in that way. And like you said, we recruit a lot of great players. Coach Young does a heck of a job. I think he's one of the best coaches in the country.
No doubt.
And, when we have a good point guard, usually Walsh has a chance to be pretty good. So with this guy here, we're pretty excited about this season.
Yeah, I know from talking to Kobe, first chance getting to meet him. He's transferred in now from Akron, and talked a little bit about you guys' preseason contests against Oakland. Had a chance to have Coach Greg Campy over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club on Monday, and kind of looking through all of his history. And I said, man, you've been coaching there since 1984. I was born in 1984. Most tenured Division I basketball coach in the country since Coach Boeheim retired. And a lot of success that they're having up there. What do you take away from when you see a victory like that, albeit preseason, and then they go out in the season opener and they take Ohio State all the way down to the wire, leading at halftime? That's got to be that's something for you guys as coaches, when you go back and look at it and translate that over to the players. That's like a little feather you put in the cap that, hey, listen, we can compete with the best of the best in the country, and it's time to strap it up and go out here and win the GMAC, right?
For sure. I think there's a lot of parity across college basketball, and I think you're seeing even more and more each year. With the transfer portal, a lot of teams are having new rosters, so sometimes schools at our level have a little bit more chemistry. We've been together longer. And there's great players at every level. I mean, there's no doubt we have players in our team that could play at all different levels.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see this guy playing professionally here in a couple years. So, I mean, college basketball, there's great players across the board. And, if you have a good shooting night or you don't come ready to play, you can lose that game.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right, from your vantage point. I mean, you see a guy like Tim Smith, who left last year. He's going. Was it South Alabama? Is that where he transferred to?
North Alabama.
Okay, but then you bring in a great talent like Kobe. I mean, dropping 32 points in that game. How have for you? Maybe a guy, and I don't know your history with Kobe, whether you guys, maybe hit each other in some of the AAU circuits or play ball in high school near each other. For you, trying to figure out the chemistry between you and him as he just comes in. Transfer portal stuff is really kind of changing the game, and you've got to be, and maybe that puts more pressure on you guys as coaches to figure out how we get this chemistry right when we're trying to figure out our starting five and who's going to be our sixth man coming off the bench. And how have you kind of seen the new guy come in and fit into the group of you guys who have been here for a while now?
Yeah, honestly, he's adapted pretty quick. He's a smart basketball player. He came in and was excited to learn. He's honestly going to be a nice little feature to have in our offense. He can shoot the ball well, and he's one of those players where I feel like you can plug in almost any system. He can space the floor, be ready to shoot, but he's also, when he wants to be, he's a really good defender. He's quick. He can be really strong physical on ball, and like I said, he's smart. He understands rotations in basketball. His defensive, just everything he does defensively, he knows where he's supposed to be at his spots, and so he was easy to plug in, and he has a great personality, so it's easy to work with the team.
Shout out to some of our special partners here on campus with Walsh University, Altman, Huntington Bank, Bell Stores, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospital, the Sam Center, and the Winking Lizard. We're here at Wednesdays at the Wink. I'm TJ Downing, joined by Jeremy Shardo, assistant coach here to Coach JY, and our guy Garrison Kiesler. Garrison, I can't get you out of here without talking about your running mate from Green, Zach Odo, the Federal League Player of the Year. Comes in last year, freshman, kind of working his way into the rotation. How have you seen him develop?
Yeah, he's grown a lot over this summer. I think he's playing with a lot more confidence, and obviously that comes with age and maturity, but we've had talks with him like, you got to be aggressive for us.
Yeah.
It takes some of the pressure off us as the other scorers on the team. Like when you can pick up a third scorer and someone that wants to get downhill and attack, and then that sucks the defense in, it helps a lot. And he's honestly probably our best defender right now too. He's strong, physical. He's got a knack for playing defense. And so whenever we have an opponent, like when we went up to Oakland, he guarded their best player, Townsend, who played really well against Ohio State. And he gave him troubles. Like he ended up playing pretty well, but every bucket he had was tough. So he's taken that next step this year, and I'm really excited to see what he does.
Kobe says he's going to guarantee at least 30 to 32 every night. So if you're looking for that extra scorer,
yeah,
he said he's got you taken care of. Coach, I asked Kobe. I said, what's it like when you're in the zone, when you feel like nothing you can do on the court is wrong, everything goes in? I'm sure you've been there before. What is that feeling like?
Well, I'm not sure I've been there. I've never hit 9 threes in a game like he has. But he's got a really nice stroke, and once you see a couple go in like that, as a player, you feel really confident about that third and fourth one. And, Kobe's got a lot of confidence in himself, and he's getting better and better each day in our shooting drills. So I'm excited. I think he's going to be a great addition, like Garrison said, to our team this year.
Coach, I'm drawing a blank on the young man's name, but you guys recruited him out of McKinley. I believe he was injured for the majority of the year last year.
Brent Walker.
Yep. Some other guys that may not have been on the radar last year, but that we need to look out for this year that are going to play some key roles.
Well, we got a nice young core that won the league last year. It's returning. So you got like Zach Odo, Colin McHale from Cincinnati, Aiden Satterfield. Like we said, Brent Walker. Nick Smith is the lefty that can score on the block. He had a big second half last year. He had multiple games in the 30 points. That really helped us. Like you interviewed early, Logan, and then Milan.
Yeah.
Milan's been here with Gary now.
He did some really nice things last year,
right? And he can shoot. He's smart. He's intelligent on defense. He knows what we're doing. He gets what we're trying to do here, and I think he's becoming a better leader too for our young guys. Because we've got a lot of new faces this year in our freshman class. So to have someone like Milan that's been here, 4 years, he gets what we're trying to do, and he can be a big part of reaching our goals.
Beautiful day out here at the Winking Lizard. Sun's starting to shine on us a little bit. I know it's going to start getting cold here. Once that cold weather starts coming in, there's nothing for me. I love walking into Alumni Arena, man, coming out. You got the snow coming down outside. It's getting near the holidays. The basketball season's in full swing. Talked to Logan, asked him, I said, obviously with Kobe not being here long, but who is the one team? Is it always Malone? When you think about the one team that you gotta beat, it's in the back of your head all the time. I asked a lot of the varsity athletes that we talk to around here from the different teams, who's the one team? Some of the girls on the soccer teams like, it's Hillsdale, we want to beat Hillsdale, or one of the other teams, it's Findlay. For you guys, is it always Malone with the Mayor's Cup?
Yeah, the Mayor's Cup adds a big point to it, and the coaches emphasize it that
nice.
That's the one game you mark on your calendar every year, and JY sets that as a goal. Like, we don't lose that game. and they've been good these past few years, and it's been a really good rivalry. But there's also those other couple teams in the league that obviously you want to show up and beat whenever you play them.
Yeah, I know. When you get some of those atmospheres in the gym, Coach, there's really nothing like it, right? I mean, and I think that's always been the cool thing. You've been around this university campus for a long time, that all the athletes kind of support the other athletes, and they show up out there for their different events. And I mean, that packed house inside the Chikini Center, it's different, right?
For sure. I mean, that's what it's about. Students supporting students, and like you said, these guys put a ton of work in, throughout the summer, obviously during the year, and you only get a chance to do this, 28 times a year. And then when you get a chance to do this in front of your family, friends, and student body, like you said, there's nothing like it.
What's that workload look like? They Kobe and Logan kind of mentioned it for about 8 weeks now. It's really kind of been diving in deep on the practice stuff. But what's that summer picture look like? Is it basically just is it open gyms? Is it running kind of inter squad scrimmages? What are you guys really doing through the June to August months?
Well, it's changed because when I was a player, we were NAIA, so basically there wasn't a whole lot of rules. So our whole team was on campus, and we were doing workouts with coaches. With Division II, you can't have any contact with your players throughout the summer.
Wow.
So we can set up open gyms for them. We can have workouts designed for them that they can do on their own. We set up a couple summer leagues they play in to get up and down, just to get a little bit of chemistry. But a lot of this is guys on their own coming in the gym.
Yeah.
And we'll do some basketball camps for the youth in the area, and our guys will come work that, stay around and play open gym after, kind of build that chemistry. But it's kind of hard now with the rules to build a whole lot during that summer period.
That summer league stuff. Talk more about that. Is that basically right around here in the state of Ohio? Is that going through the Midwest?
It's just through here. It's some local colleges, us, Malone, the College of Worcester, and Mount Union. And we've had some other schools participate throughout the years. They'll just kind of bring their teams, what they have in the summer, and the guys will just get up and down.
So does that get a little chippy with the Malone and the Walsh guys out there in some of the summer league games?
Sometimes. It kind of sets up for the season, I guess.
So that basically, from what I'm gathering, what you're saying, Coach, is really with not being able to have that contact, you're leaning on guys like this, your leaders, to kind of, once they get there, take control, because we can't be here. So you are essentially player coach once you get there, right? What's leadership look like to you, man? Because I'll tell you what, from my years of playing football and some of the successes that I had, it's one of the hardest things really that you struggle with, because leadership comes in so many different forms, and every case is different. You can get rah-rah with one guy, but another guy you get rah-rah with him and he kind of shells up. You got to know how to approach each case differently. How have you kind of adapted to your role as a leader?
Well, honestly, I'm pretty strong in my faith, and so one area that I think that leadership can be learned from is from Jesus in the Bible. He was one of the greatest leaders, and he brought a ton of people with him, and just the ways he did it, and it was a bunch of different people, from different demographics, and so the way he was able to do it, you can learn from it, and the way he loved people. And so I think that's the biggest part, is learning from other people like him, along with many others. Shardo was a great leader when he played, so he's great to learn from, and it's more about just knowing your guys, knowing which guys you can light a little fire under and how they'll respond versus who you just got to talk to. It's more the way the guys respond and knowing them personally and how to connect with them than anything.
Yeah, I think one of those key words there is love, man. If you don't have love, not only for the game but for your teammates and for all mankind, it's really not worth it at the end of the day. For you, Coach, I know we're going to be able to get a chance to come out and cover you guys. We'll be broadcasting your games. Shine a little light here as we get ready to start the season on some of your guys' training staff, some of your guys' other assistants, because some people say it takes a village. Some people say you win with people. You got to have great people on your side. And
sure,
as I talked about that hardwood being unforgiving, Logan's telling me, hey, I'm going over and get my Achilles worked on, so it's a little bit easier on me in practice. And some of those people that behind the scenes that may not stick out there and everybody sees them in the bright shining light, that you guys really count on day in and day out.
For sure. I mean, just looking at our coaching staff, so you got Coach Young. Coach Shipley's been with us now since Coach Young's been the head coach now. It's about 20 years. Our other assistant, Kevin Stingle, he's a former alum of Walsh. He coached at Hoover High School for many years, and now he's kind of helping with us as well. So we have 3 alums with myself, Coach Stingle, and JY, which is pretty neat. And I thought about this the other day. You got some more pride for your school because we're coaching for our school that we went to, so it adds a little bit to it. Then our training staff, Nicole, she does a great job with our players because, there's always nicks and knacks throughout the year, so just trying to keep our guys healthy. And then all our support staff, Greeny, everybody that goes into, getting these games set up. Like I said, it's a big team picture, and like I said, you couldn't do it without the help of all of them.
Yeah, it's a great operation here with athletics at Walsh University. Obviously, it starts at the top with athletic director Nate Cochran, also President Tim Collins. Everything going on here, it's top notch. We've had a great fall, and I'm excited to see what you guys are able to roll out here in the winter, man. Nothing but the best to you. Stay healthy, get after it. Coach, all the best to you guys. Appreciate you joining us out here. I'm sure we're going to have you on. It's a long season, so we'll be back out here. Next time we won't be outside, though, because I'm sure we'll have some snow. So we'll be parked inside there and enjoying a great day at the Winking Lizard. Wednesdays at the Wink, make sure to stop out to the Washington Square Winking Lizard. TJ Downing with Garrison Kiesler and Jeremy Shardo, assistant coach here for the Walsh Cavaliers. Everybody continue to patronize not only this place, but all of our other sponsors that we mentioned: Altman, Huntington Bank, Bell Stores, Winking Lizard, the Sam Center, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospital, and make sure to download the Walsh mobile app so you can stay up to date on everything these guys got going on, know where they're playing, know whether they got a home game and away games, stay up to date on stats. When Garrison drops 32, he's going to try and match Kobe every night. It's going to be a battle for who's at the top of the leaderboard there, but get tickets to events and just stay up to date on all your favorite Walsh University athletic teams. All right, that's going to do it for us here from the Winking Lizard. Catch us back again next week where we'll be updating you on more Walsh athletics. Stay up to date. Hang out. We'll see you back here at Winking Lizard next Wednesday.